Howdy everyone, welcome back to Life of Clay for another sculpting video. This is Kenji, your sculptor. If you are new here, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any of our future videos. This time, I will be sculpting Olaf, the snowman created by Elsa in the Walt Disney's animated film Frozen. And without further ado, come bring the clay on and let's build a snowman! I first draw a quick sketch of him so I could get the scale I want. For his armature, I formed aluminum foil into balls and I used stainless steel wire for his arms, which I flattened with a hammer. First the balls of foils and skewer them together using aluminum rod and 2 parts epoxy. Set it aside for some minutes to cure. And after that, we can now begin sculpting the lower section of his body starting from its legs. Covering them with a thin sheet of semi-translucent white clay and start shaping it. And while we're doing the sculpting, let's talk about Olaf. He is a fictional character from Disney's Frozen franchise, produced by Walt Disney Animation Studios, created by Chris Buck and Jennifer Lee, while voiced by Josh Gad. His first appearance in 2013 film Frozen is during Anna and Elsa's childhood as an inanimate snowman. Later, Olaf is recreated offhandedly during the first chorus of the Let It Go, and unknown to Elsa, comes to life. Elsa again recreated Olaf as she accidentally plunges Arendelle into a magical winter, and he appears again in the 2019 film Frozen 2. Olaf represents innocent love and the joy the sisters once had when they were young before being split. And Olaf sings a short number fantasizing about what it might be like to experience summer heat. And of course, he likes warm hugs. Since snow is like a pack of granulated white sugar, I use a hard bristle brush to roughen the surface, while dry brushing it with white mica powder to add shimmer. For those stones button, I use black colored clay, form them into small balls, flatten them and roughen the surface, then attach to the body. And to add shimmer to the stones, I dry brush them with black mica powder. Stand him over on a tile and blow with heat gun to cure. And let's proceed in sculpting his upper body. Same procedure is applied. Piercing the sides of it for his arms and cure it again with heat gun. We can now sculpt his head. Cover it with some clay and start shaping it based on the reference. And let's halt for a moment and sculpt his carrot nose. Using orange colored clay, I wrap it to the tip of a aluminum rod and shape it, adding some details and cure it with heat gun. Using my personalized loop wire carving tool, I scoop out the area of the mouth, then shape his very cool bright smile. Poke a large deep hole on the nose area of his face and insert the cutter. Using dark blue colored clay for the inside of its mouth. And we can now proceed to sculpting his eyes using colored clay of light blue, white, and black, arranging them in thin layers. And for his eyebrows, I use a brown colored clay. And adding his big front tooth. Poke the top of his head using the small gauge wires for his twig hairs. And to avoid the other part of his body from burning, I use a coffee mug filled with water up to the level of his neck and bake it in the oven to finalize the curing process. I use a small gauge of copper wire for its twig hairs, bend, cut, and brush them with glue and wrap around some strips of a tissue paper. And once dried, I paint them with acrylic paint of burnt sienna. I wrap around some yarn to the arms wire, then apply little amount of super glue. Using a very thin sheet of Sculpting Premo brown colored clay to cover the hands, and one shape, cover the rest of the wire and adding some texture to make them look like twigs. We can now assemble him, attaching his arms and twig hairs using super glue. And to add gloss to his eyes, I apply epoxy resin. And once dried, I seal it with semi-matte varnish. And for the base, form a flat round shape of aluminum foil as a filler. Cover it with a thin sheet of air-dry clay and shape it into a smooth rounded plate. Scoop out the top surface using a loop wire tool to form a round crater. And I engrave his name on its base. Once cured, paint it with titanium white and light blue for the crater, also painting Olaf's name in blue. Adding some snowflakes detail on the crater using titanium white and pearl white. And I glaze it with blue mica powder and acrylic medium mix. And then pour in 2 parts epoxy resin. Once the resin is cured, I painted some snowflakes again on top of it and pour in the final layer of resin. And finally, seal the rest of the base with lacquer gloss varnish. And there he is, Olaf the snowman is finally done. Hope you did like him and may you find some of my techniques helpful and useful in building your projects as well. And again, if you are new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe and click on the notification bell icon so you will be updated for all our future videos. Thank you again for watching, and your support guys is much appreciated. See you again next time. Have a great day everyone.